I know I'm excited to have you guys on tonight. I do want to say welcome everyone to another networking AMA. This will be co-hosted by Variegate and RocketFi. I am KY Hodel Josh on Telegram. Then we also do have Adam with RocketFi as well. I do want to say welcome to the recently rebranded ShadowFi. It is August the 30th, 2022. BNB is trading between 280, 285 in that range or so. As always, this is not financial advice. Please do your own research. And as always, thanks to the Variegate rewards for the month. It'll be changing in a few days, but currently it is RocketFi, Affinity, Block Blend, DFS Mafia, BitBurn Reflect, BitValley, and Clearwater. And as always, as Taeris mentioned, this is being recorded. And this will be uploaded to your favorite locations where you listen to your podcast, whether if it's Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music. They are posted on to variegatetoken.com as well. And we do seem to get a pretty good amount of listens after the recording, so that's good as well. Variegate is also going through some rebranding, but more news to come on that soon. But tonight we are focusing on ShadowFi. So welcome to ShadowFi tonight. Taeris, how's everything going?
Great. We are extremely excited here going into our rebranding starting tomorrow. Pre-sale happens tomorrow. So it's pretty exciting times. We've had a lot of hype going on here, a lot of new members coming in, asking questions and such. And we are rocking and ready to go. We also have Ulysses joining in here today from the official ShadowFi account.
Greetings. Thanks for having us, guys. We've been these past couple weeks, and really these past months has been building towards this this rebrand, and we couldn't be happier with how it's been received by our existing community and the community at large. So going into this launch, we're extremely happy and excited for the future ahead of us.
Sorry, Josh. I was going to say, I remember we were on the call with Ulysses was talking about it with RocketFi a while ago, and he said he couldn't explain what was going on, but there'd be a lot of exciting news. So it's very cool to be able to hear about all this stuff tonight, and very excited for the rebranding of DKYC.
Yeah, and as you bring that up there, Mike, for those that are not familiar with what has been going down the last couple of days, last week or so, kind of give us a little bit of background, the origins of ShadowFi. You don't have to go into, too much in depth. And I'm sure the folks that are on the call here probably know, but for those that may be listening after, or even may be on who aren't familiar, just give a little bit of background, the origins of the project. What are you rebranding from? And then what is the reasoning for the rebranding?
Awesome. For sure. We'll dive into that here now. First of all, if you do want to kind of follow along or get more information on that beyond what I'm going to talk about here, definitely go to shadowfi.com. And at the top of the page there, you will see a button that is Learn More. Click on that. That will take you to our Medium article that does go over in part by part each of kind of the history of where we came from, where we are, and most importantly, where we're going. But, in short, basically, we did have a token launch 1 year ago, August 24th, 2021. To be specific, that was DKYC, also known as Don't KYC. Now, through the last year here, we have been developing a lot. Even shortly after our launch there a year ago, though, we did launch our Visa card system. In any case, it is a BUSD to Visa spending off-ramp. Now, back then, it was reflection-based, where you had BUSD rewards from volume of trading while holding that token. And then you could spend that on our cards. And in that last year, $400,000 US dollars of crypto was off-ramped through our cards all over the world, all over the planet. So that kind of showed us, and allowed us to see, how the system works, what doesn't work. And now at this point, we are rebranding, we are upgrading, we are expanding. And with ShadowFi is a lot more approachable than simply DKYC ever was, never could have been. It worked at the time, but now with ShadowFi, it just kind of hits the mark. Our branding is tight, our future is bright, and we are ready to go. One core thing that's happening here with ShadowFi is, like I talked about, the BUSD to Visa card spending. We are opening that right up. So anyone who has BUSD stablecoin on the Binance Smart Chain can access our cards moving forward after launch, whether you hold our token or not. So that's the exciting part of this. However, there are small fee when you are trying to access without holding our token that is then mitigated by holding our token. So exciting stuff. Opens it right up. There's a bit more to talk about here as well as to some of the other utilities that ShadowFi does have. But I'll let Ulysses dive in here if he wants to add to any of that before we move on.
Excuse me if I sound a little bit different. Having some audio issues with connected Bluetooth devices in spaces, it tends to like to disconnect from them just for no reason and then can't reconnect. But anyway, our entire ecosystem is kind of going over the same overhaul that the rebrand is initiating. This overhaul into simplicity, into clarity, and into an expansion, honestly, an expansion of our value to existing holders, non-holders, and partners and future holders. And with that, our other ecosystem elements, they will be turning back on, kind of like reinitiating a nuclear reactor type of scenario. During our migration, we turned everything off. Now we'll be turning our services back on one by one, cleaned up, greased up, ready to go, in a systematic manner where their value propositions, their ease of use, their UIs, all of these issues that have been an issue on our old platform will be resolved to get us back to speed. And the full turn on period, it's not going to take too long. Most of the work is already done. It's already developed. It's honestly just a little bit of tweaking here and there, a little bit of consolidation. The longest thing that's going to take is the Dcash rebrand. That one is getting re-engineered, though most of the assets are being reused. So I just wanted to make those notes. Our ecosystem is vast, but we will be launching with the cards first. The cards are our first and foremost priority, and we will be moving forward from there.
And to clarify, the cards will be available upon launch of ShadowFi here in just under 2 days. And that is going to be, of course, 23:30 UTC on September 1st with the pre-sale 24 hours prior to that. I'm sure there's more questions on that type of stuff there, but just want to make sure the cards are available on launch right away.
Yeah, and again, for those listening, a complete rebrand from DKYC, who have been great friends of Variegate. I'm sure Adam, great friends of RocketFi as well. And I know you guys have a great community. You guys are really engaged and have been one of our rewards as well. So we actually, had to switch that up a little bit this month, but all good. We're excited to get ShadowFi into some of our rewards. I believe you guys want to be a reward for September as well, so you'll be in there right off the bat. Again, your pre-sale is tomorrow and then launch in 2 days, and you guys will actually be launching with a live utility. Let's get into the cards a little bit. Explain exactly what they are, what benefit does it bring to the space, and what can someone expect with these being live directly after launch.
Yeah, perfect. So basically here, again, they are very simply crypto Visa cards that allow stablecoin BUSD spending into the real world. They are prepaid Visa cards. They are accepted anywhere. Prepaid Visa cards are accepted all over the planet. It's about 40 million retailers worldwide. So it really makes the whole aspect of off-ramping crypto easy. But the best part, one thing I'm very excited about, is you do not have to give any personal details whatsoever to be able to access this off-ramp. No facial scan, no identification, no photos, no firstborn child, nothing like that. Super simple, super easy. It protects your privacy. Your personal details are then shadowed behind the scenes. You can spend freely without knowing that surveillance capitalism is not looking into your personal details and tracking your spending. So very simply, the cards are that. USD spending with our DApp that'll be available on launch. You will simply go to the DApp, choose the size of card that you want. Maximum value is $1,000. You can claim one card per day, and this is, of course, in US dollars. You'll need your BUSD ready, BUSD stablecoin. Maybe you made profits in a project here or somewhere else, and you want to off-ramp those profits. Switch it over into BUSD, bring that in. You're already on the DApp. You've selected, say a $500 card. You make the transaction, and what appears in front of you is the virtual card itself with a downloadable file of the information. So it makes it simple. It makes it easy. And again, like I said, you can access this whether or not you hold our token or not. There's a fee for that access, and that fee is discounted by holding our token. We're going to have a bit more details about those exact numbers. They'll be coming out here in the next 24 hours, so stay tuned for that. But that is essentially the system. Now, there are other utilities that surround ShadowFi itself, but that is our core item. That is our core thing available on launch. But what else? In Q4 2022, we will be expanding that out into contactless payments through NFC, our contactless payment app, ShadowPay, as well as having reloadable cards available for our users, which has been a feature that people have asked for quite some time. So that is coming here in Q4 2022, which is basically right in front of us. The testing of those items has already been ongoing in certain countries, and we are extremely excited to bring that forward.
I wanted to quickly note on our launch, our card access, you will have to be a ShadowFi holder for on launch. This is just a short-term limitation to help us onboard additional card volume without being too overloaded from the masses. So immediately upon launch of our DApp on September 1st, you'll have to be a small ShadowFi holder. The exact threshold we can get to in a little bit. Just to access the cards. That restriction will be completely lifted as we move forward. It's just to prevent any type of bottlenecks at the start.
Exactly. We want as smooth of a launch as possible. And we know there's a lot of interest in this platform. And to completely open up the floodgates along with the token and everything all on the same day, we want to make sure everything is smooth. We've been known for very smooth launches, very smooth transitions, very good contracts and good platforms that work well. So we want to make sure that is continued. So it'll be very quickly a very short time frame from that point of launch to opening this up to the masses?
I apologize if this has already been asked. I dropped out for like 3 or 4 minutes there. But is the launch going to be just the one-to-one airdrop? Is your circulating supply for ShadowFi going to be the same as DKYC? And then price-wise, is it going to fit, obviously, if it's one-to-one, just the same pricing that you had of the DKYC contract at launch?
Great question. So we'll go kind of dive then into the pre-sale and launch details. So when it comes to the pre-sale, that is tomorrow, 2300 UTC, August 31st, we will be moving to the pre-sale environment. Now, when it comes to ShadowFi as a whole, it is a 100 million token total supply, which is a 100-fold decrease from our previous project, DKYC, which was a 10 billion total supply. So we are shrinking the total supply. This does mean that we are going to be launching in the realm of 3.5 to 4.5 cents versus being 100th of a cent or 400ths of a cent. Launching at that price is just a much easier way for people to relate to the pricing of the token and really puts $1 in a much easier scope for the average investor. Now, when it comes to the presale itself, tomorrow, 10% of the supply is available for presale at a value of around 1,100 BNB for the hard cap on that supply that's available for presale. That's 10%. When we move into presale, the max buy is 1 million tokens. So that is about 110 BNB. It is quite large. And again, only 10 million tokens are available. When we move into our full launch 24 hours later at 23:30 UTC on December 1st, a few things are going to happen. Number one, half of all of the BNB value from the presale will go directly into the liquidity pool. We moved $340,000 of liquidity over from DKYC that's already been added to ShadowFi and has been locked in. So that's secure, safe, that's 100% of the liquidity that was in our previous token. Additionally, then, of course, from the presale, like I said, half the proceeds of the presale going to the LP, probably somewhere in the realm of $150,000-ish. And that's going to get added on to our LP. So we could be looking going into the launch itself, again, depending on if the presale sells out, which we're pretty sure it will, somewhere in the realm of over $4 million market cap plus on launch of ShadowFi immediately when we go live on PancakeSwap on summer 1st. So I can't give the exact value because of a few of the different factors, BNB price, if the presale sells out, etc. But one thing I will note as well here, we are under no obligation to sell out the presale due to the fact that we have moved over a significant amount of LP from the previous project. And therefore, if we don't sell the presale, say only 80% of the presale sells, and there's, say, 2 million tokens remaining, that's going to go right into an exciting extra feature that we have for ShadowFi, which is Shadow Strike LP. It is our hyper-deflationary mechanism, which will be reducing total supply. It is a type of deflationary burn that we'll be utilizing for the token. We'll get into a bit more about how that works, but in essence, anything that doesn't sell in the presale will be removed from total supply forever, therefore also altering the price at launch, if that's the case.
All right. Interesting point there, Taeris. So on the burn, will that be a true burn or will that be sent to a dead wallet?
We have developed a very interesting new style of deflationary burn that we call Shadow Strike. Now, Shadow Strike, again, we developed it on our own. It is our own proprietary software. There's a contract as part of the new contract.
Okay.
What it does is it will remove the tokens from total supply. It is better than sending to a burn wallet, and then the burn wallet is just another holder. You'll be able to go onto the different decentralized exchanges like that our DEX viewers like KuCoin, DEX Tools, etc., and see the fact that the total supply has reduced. We do it in a very unique way that follows the amount of liquidity. Therefore, it checks to see if we're over-liquefied. If you're not familiar with what over-liquefaction is when you have too much liquidity versus your market cap. When buys and sells happen on your token, the needle being the price of the token, doesn't move quite as much.
Yeah.
So when we are over-liquefied, it will take the excess amount, remove it from total supply to help absorb shocks, to make us deflationary, and remove those from total supply. So it's different than a lot of other burns out there.
Yeah.
In that aspect.
But it's similar to RocketFi in the fact that the tokens are totally destroyed, but it's set up differently as where it follows the LP to MC ratio, correct?
Exactly. So it's got some unique aspects there that will help really drive the token forward. Now, when we talk about the token, we do have token taxes here of 6% buy and 6% sell. We've aimed to keep these on the lower end to make us a little bit more tradable than previously. We don't want to be locking people in on a low buy and a high sell or anything like that. And that breakdown of the 6% buy, 6% sell is very simply 2-2-2. 2% to BUSD rewards. So yes, BUSD rewards do still exist as reflections automatically to your wallet. 2% to our marketing and development to make sure we continue to be developing and marketing your bag. And then the third part, the last 2%, goes directly to the ShadowStrike LP at all times. The volume will help drive that. And that's more than we would need to keep a healthy LP. So that will constantly be building ShadowStrike into hyper-deflationary process.
Sounds cool. I like the 6 and 6. I really dig that. I'm, the era of the 10 plus token taxes. I believe that it's coming to an end. There's still quite a few out there, and I'm not knocking it. Some projects rely on that, but I feel like eventually everyone's going to get to this, medium range, low under the 10 tax tokenomics. So now where was I going with? Okay, on the BUSD rewards, you said they automatically deposit to your wallet, so there's no holders needing to claim in a dashboard or anything.
Not at all. I mean, the thing is here, like we were saying in the beginning, is everything is simplified moving forward. We want this to be so that your grandpa can fully understand how this works. You have crypto, you can spend it. Bing, bang, boom. If you have the token, you're earning rewards. There's nowhere you need to go to connect, to claim, or anything like that. It will automatically come to your wallet without you having to do anything at all.
Cool. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there, including myself, those of us with the D Legends NFTs. Will they have any utility, or will they be stakeable at launch, or are they going to be implemented at launch?
Yeah, so as Ulysses mentioned here, we did take down all of our utilities in preparation for the migration, rebrand, and relaunch. So during this process, our focus here is the smooth relaunch here into ShadowFi, having our card system available right off the get-go. The NFT staking is something that we'll be following immediately after in a very short time frame, because we know that our NFT holders are very interested in finding out what their NFTs will be able to do. So yes, that will be coming back online quite quickly. We're not talking like weeks or months. We're talking, in a much shorter time frame than that. And when it comes to other utilities for the NFTs, that's actually a very interesting chat we're going to be having shortly after launch. But rest assured, we are making sure that the NFTs have a good value, have a way that they are working within the token, and of course, the core utility. So you can kind of take away from that where I might be going with it.
Yeah.
But we will we'll talk a bit more about that in kind of an NFT special that we'll be doing after the launch here, because we just want to kind of focus right now on the pre-sale, the launch. But if you're a DKYC NFT holder, those NFTs will transition over to ShadowFi. And congratulations, because as we grow with the growth that we're setting in front of ourselves through this rebrand, marketing, and push forward on these amazing utilities we've already built that already work, already tried, tested, and true. As more holders come in, there's not more NFTs available. So the amount of people who can actually have them as a percentage of total holders continues to shrink. And so if you have them, hold on to them like pure gold, because they're definitely going to pay off for you.
Oh yeah. And are those still tradable? Are you still able to purchase or mint new NFTs currently, or has that been paused also?
I don't believe the minting page has been turned off right now. We are in the process of essentially converting everything to a single location. But there are still NFTs available to mint, around 400 or so.
Those are one BNB a piece?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely want to pick up another one.
Yeah, I know some of our, with the way we are breaking through the barriers for our cards, we have to redesign Dcash, and that, of course, kind of takes away one of the utilities of the NFTs. If anybody was familiar with that, Dcash or the NFTs allowed you to subsidize a lot of value in Dcash. However, that value proposition in the first place was kind of flawed. So as we move forward, anybody that has NFTs, you will be taken care of. We will make sure that you get your value out of those NFTs, and we will continue to develop new ways to use them.
Yeah, and we have, we have exciting things coming up for that. Like I said, we'll have a definite special on that here shortly after launch. But if you do have an NFTs, highly valuable, definitely worth holding on to. Dcash was a product that we launched during our DKYC legacy project, and it just simply was too complicated. It did have a amazing feature to it for increasing access to the cards, but you know what? Now we are just opening that wide open to the masses, and so it kind of supersedes what that product was all about. But like Ulysses mentioned, re-engineering of that product is coming, and how the NFTs will interact with everything here is definitely going to be bullish.
Not to give away anything I was going to say for your NFT special, but are you still doing the giveaway that you had planned originally with the NFT and the BNB?
Yes, definitely. So I'm glad you brought that up. So if anyone who's not familiar with that, we had set aside 400 BNB as part of a giveaway event to the top 500 most rare NFTs of our 2,222 set, therefore giving you a 22.5% chance to win a portion of that. The more rare your NFT was, the more of that portion of that payout you'll get. So 400 BNB is set aside. And what is that going to be used for? Well, you better believe that's buying ShadowFi. And that ShadowFi will be distributed to those holders of those NFTs. So that is a core item right there. There's almost no other NFTs that you can buy and give yourself a 22.5% chance to either cover a portion of your purchase price back in tokens, or even more than you originally invested in it. So that's great. That's 100% still happening. And with only around 400 left, it won't take long, especially when we start talking about the next steps of the NFTs.
I really like that y'all are opening up that off ramp through the card. Just a broad opening of it instead of just limiting to holders. That's really gonna, I believe, bring a lot more traffic through the the ShadowFi system itself. So on the pre-sale, is that going to be through a D-app that y'all are doing, or do y'all have a platform y'all are using like Pink Cell, etc.?
No, so this time around we are doing our pre-sale strictly on our own site. We have our own pre-sale platform that will go live at 2300 UTC tomorrow, August 31st. And for a few reasons. I mean, the most simplest reason is that when we originally launched DKYC, we had copycat launches steal a portion of investors' B&B. But now you can be rest assured that if you're not on the ShadowFi.com website, then you're not looking at our presale. Our presale will be on our website, ShadowFi.com, launching that presale tomorrow, 2300 UTC, and that is the only location where that presale will be available.
Cool. Mike, you had another question?
I got a question, if you wouldn't mind. I was making my kids dinner when you were talking about it. What's the max that you can withdraw onto the debit card?
Just to be clear, they are not debit cards. They are a prepaid Visa card. Just want to make sure our terminology is correct there.
Yeah, gotcha.
Yeah, so it's $1,000 is the maximum card amount, and you can claim one card per day, meaning $365,000 a year.
That's awesome. Is there any plan to up that limit at a certain point, or is it just because of like legalities?
Mainly legalities. We are working with a legal team that has worked alongside us now for some time, leading up to this point. And however, we will be having our contactless pay app coming out, and looking at things at that point. I don't want to give away any things about that specific product yet, but currently and for the foreseeable future, it will be remaining at that amount that does fit within a lot of legal frameworks.
That's phenomenal. I mean, I can't remember how much I paid in taxes last year just for a few $1,000s. That's huge that I don't have to verify anything just to get some money.
Exactly. That's actually a couple of Lamborghini Hurricanes per year.
Yeah, it's a pretty nice change too, because was the original $1,000 a month, I believe, and then you got to have $10,000 worth of DKYC, right? So removing those hurdles is pretty huge.
Yeah, it used to be $10,000 a week maximum. Now it's $1,000 a day, and it's widely open to everybody. No, nothing needed but BUSD. But again, if you do hold ShadowFi token, your access is a little easier because again, like I said, there will be a fee to access the card that will be reduced, that will be mitigated, that will be discounted by holding ShadowFi. But again, that means anyone can come in, they can use it, they can grab one, they can test it, they can see how it works. They're going to love it. And then they're going to come back and look at our ShadowFi token and say, hey, okay, great. I'm going to make a little investment here because it just makes sense and it's super simple to use.
Not going to lie, Taeris, I'm going to kind of miss that flow chart. I was just looking at it yesterday and I said, oh man, this is all going out the window.
We love that flow chart too. We'll make sure that when the rest of our services and products come online, that a new flowchart is created.
It'll be a very simple flowchart now, though. It's basically going to be, hey, do you got BUSD stablecoin or another crypto anywhere in crypto? Fantastic. Would you like to spend that in the real world? I bet you do. Come to our DApp, use your BUSD, grab a card, spend in seconds.
Yeah, no, all these moves and changes are awesome, and I'm very excited for you guys now in the future. Obviously, that was ahead of you before is even that much better and more widespread to way more people now.
Exactly. This is the point of mass adoption. This is what allows us to get DeFi out to the world. And yes, it is private. It doesn't require any form of personal details. But it's also very simple and easy to use. You're right here on the BSC. Boom, you can access it in seconds. And that's why there are virtual cards here on launch, is that's the easiest way to get our cards in your hands in seconds, and you can be making your purchases right away. No need to go to other chains. No need to go to a centralized exchange. No need to give away any personal details. For some people, they're just going to use it for the ease of access. People that have been going to centralized exchanges and having to, jump around, 3, 5, 8 steps just to be able to spend crypto in the real world. Because I mean, if you've made investments in crypto and you've made some money, you've increased your bag. Well, it's just numbers on a screen unless you can actually use it. So this is the ease of use. This is the masses being able to come in, use our product, whether or not they hold our token or not, and take it all the way to the top. Like we were saying before, Q4 2022, looking at contactless payments with NFC through your phone, as well as reloadable cards. What does that mean for 2023? That means marketing, marketing, marketing. Not that there won't be marketing, and there is right now and leading up through to the end of the year, but next year is all about adoption, all about getting it out to the world, and that's exactly what we'll be focusing on.
Yeah, Taeris, super excited. And when we first reached out to y'all, we held DKYC, or now ShadowFi, as such a high standard, and it was like the greatest honor that we were able to even build a partnership with y'all. And saying all that, I love the name. I love the new name. I guess I'm kind of partial to that, but what is the story of the name?
Finding the name was actually very difficult. We wanted something that resembled privacy, resembled anonymity, while also like you can just look at it and that it's a crypto project, that it's a finance related project. And one of the other requirements was that the top level domain is available. A lot of domains are snatched up immediately. And so as we were brainstorming different possible names, ShadowFi being one of them, there's a whole host of other names out there. Well, turned out that ShadowFi.com and the majority of the related social accounts related to it were unclaimed. We did a few quick, short mock-ups of the logo to see what potential that could have, and that was it. It became where we are now. It was kind of like
the parts and pieces kind of just fell into place. Like, let's all take a moment and look at the logo. Now think about tap to pay systems in the real world. How does our logo relate to that? The S is sitting there beautifully in the center. Your information behind ShadowFi in the blue, but your connection to the outside world right there in front of you. We are that medium in between. We are keeping your personal information in the shadows while allowing you to access real world spending. Everything kind of just started to fit when we landed on this logo, branding, everything. It just, like Ulysses said, it all kind of started to come together, and we knew we had what we needed. We knew it would fit well and be easily approachable, and dove all the way in.
Even down to the the S in ShadowFi kind of protecting you from the floodlight of surveillance capitalism there. There's a lot of symbolism that went into this logo. We're incredibly proud of it. We love it, and the acceptance from our community, from our top holders, from even new people coming in and viewing it has been fantastic.
I got actually a right field question for you guys, and this is just a total hypothetical. say like somebody was withdrawing money, right, and they were using it for like criminal activity, and the authorities like came to you and were like, hey, is this a wallet address, using your guys' services? Would you guys actually provide that, or is it like, nope, go get bent?
If they have full proof and supply a warrant, they go through all the proper legal channels to have us submit that information. I mean, we don't know who anybody is. All we know is wallets. That all of that information is public on the blockchain anyway. If they can somehow make a connection to that, and they say, hey, you got to stop doing business with this wallet, well, we do have the capabilities of stopping business with that wallet. And we're not going to let like one bad apple spoil the entire bunch. That's just not going to happen. Should that situation arrive, at ShadowFi, we're not trying to be a way to launder money. That is absolutely against our ethos. Everything that we've developed, all of our business processes, all of our products have gone through the approval of our consulted legal firm.
Exactly. And when it comes to these items, our AML compliance is basically built into the system itself and fits within the laws of the countries that we operate in, which are all around the planet. It's built in. And, if someone was doing illegal activity, like Ulysses said, it's on the blockchain, and they would go after that wallet. We are providing a service that inherently has AML policies built into it, and we do have the ability to stop doing business with a wallet should that need arise. But that's basically it. We don't have any personal details on that person. We don't need any personal details on that person. We have a double-blind system. It's passed through our legal team, and everything is working well. And the next steps in front of us are absolutely bullish.
That's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, so again, the pre-sale goes live tomorrow, August 31st at 2300 UTC, 11 p.m. UTC, or 7 p.m. Eastern. Again, you would go to ShadowFi's website, and only that website, to conduct the pre-sale. I believe we're at a point, we're going on an hour, where we can take any questions from the crowd. I know we do have Alan that is up. If you do have a question, we will ask you to come up and speak.
Yeah, a while ago I just texted you guys that because I am confused what to do with my DKYC right now on my Trust wallet. How will it become a ShadowFi? So I just need guidance how to do it. I'm not quite techy. I'm just trying to invest.
Oh, no problem. So basically here, if you were a previous DKYC holder, like I mentioned before, we have transitioned over to ShadowFi, and all of our previous holders of DKYC have already received to their wallets equal value of ShadowFi. That's already been airdropped to 10,325 of our previous holders. So that does mean, of course, alongside a pre-sale, that doesn't leave very many tokens for circulating supply, which is absolutely bullish in itself. But let me go back here. Go into our Telegram, grab our official contract address, and from there, just simply add that to your wallet, and you will see your ShadowFi tokens there. They've already been delivered to every single holder.
Okay, thank you very much. So what? Once I do that, what will happen to my DKYC?
Your DKYC tokens, I mean, you can do with them what you will. Basically, they can remain as a memento there of our legacy. And but otherwise, trading at DKYC, the liquidity has been moved over to ShadowFi, so that is no longer available for the DKYC token moving forward.
Okay, yeah. It's very weird because while I was listening to you guys, and somebody called me, and then they trying to. I don't know if you're familiar with this combat. He called me and he told me what to do. I don't have to do anything.
Anybody's instructions in like a DM. Our team does not DM you at all ever. Nobody's going to contact you to click a link or install an app or anything like that.
This is what he's telling me.
I just kidding.
Yeah.
You need to be safe out there. Everyone remain safe. The ShadowFi team will never DM you first. All of the airdrops of ShadowFi for our previous token holders have been completed and are automatic. The only thing you need to do on your end is simply add our contract address to your wallet so you can view it. It's already there. But to view it, just simply add the contract address into your wallet. Anything else, if anyone DMs you and says, hey, do this, or connect to that, or do otherwise, that is a scam. Please, please, please be safe. Never give your personal seed phrase or information to anyone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Well, I'm glad I asked because he said to me that I had to do it now because tomorrow it will be gone. So
No, we made this process as painless and actionless from our existing holders as possible. They're really, unless you had NFTs staked in the stake pool, we did not ask of you anything. And you still don't have to do anything. Our so-called do nothing technology.
So I hope that helps. I do want to make sure we do get to other people that might have questions here. And also just on that note here of making, that all tokens have been delivered to previous holders, that is completed. Plus, as well, if you did take part of the biggest buy competition that we ran alongside our partners, RocketFi, Variegate, and lots of other partners as well as affiliated projects. The winners of those that were to receive 5,000 ShadowFi tokens, all the winners have already received their tokens as well. So that is all completed. Our liquidity is moved over. Everything is ready to go. It's simply waiting for our pre-sale launch time tomorrow. But let's move on to any other questions. Anyone at all? I mean, we've been pretty thorough here, I know, on the information. I'm going to look to our Telegram just to make sure no one has popped a question in there by chance. But otherwise, again, pre-sale, August 31st, that is tomorrow, 2300 UTC, followed by the launch at 2330 UTC the next day, September 1st, 2022. Live on PancakeSwap at that point. We do expect a lot of interest, a lot of people coming in to the token, making their purchases, and trying to get in early. So, as usual, on any pre-sale or launch, I highly suggest, if you are interested, again, of course, not financial advice in any way, as we mentioned at the beginning of this this cast, but if you want to invest, you want to get in early, raise your gas a little bit on the BSC, your gas, and it starts at 5 usually by default. You raise that to 7, 8, 9. Gives you a little bit of an easier chance to get higher on the blockchain, to get a transaction through before others. So we're extremely excited. We're always available for questions, even outside this specific AMA. If you want to DM us, again, we will never DM you first. You can DM us, though, and we will answer any questions that may arise and help you one-on-one. We've been doing that for a long time. We've built a lot of trust in our community, in the BSC throughout our history. We have well over a year of history that has been absolutely rock solid, connecting with our communities as well, even our international communities. And we expect to continue that and be held to a high standard, to be a standard of action on the BSC of how it should be done right. Again, we moved 100% of liquidity from the previous project right in. That's already locked, secured. Everything is safe.
Team, by the way.
Yes, we are an undoxed team, but our previous actions, we hope, speak louder than anything else that we've done. We have open, honest, transparent communication with our holders at all times, while also protecting our intellectual property. There are some of our trade secrets that we do keep close to the heart, because we're very unique. There's been a lot of work that's gone into this, and that's why there isn't copycats out there. There is no other token or project doing it on this scale with the being able to spend stablecoin without any personal details in seconds.
I also wanted to just note that if anybody is ever questionable about information that you receive, a DM, something that you saw, something that somebody else shared with you about our project, about ShadowFi, go to shadowfi.com. Okay. We just recently updated our white paper for ShadowFi. There'll be a lot more information coming, but the first version of that is available at docs. That's docs.shadowfi.com. Within that documentation page is a section for official links. Okay. Make sure you are familiar with those links. Those are all of our official sources. If the information did not come from there, it is probably a scam.
As well, everything will be posted into our main Telegram channel and or on our Twitter channel here. You can follow ShadowFi here on Twitter for any updates. And note that on Thursdays, every Thursday, besides, of course, the launch Thursday this week, because we've had a lot of chats already, but every single Thursday, we will be having a quick little 10-minute recap of what's going on with ShadowFi. So you can follow our Twitter, look for our Twitter Spaces every Thursday. It's very quick, abridged version of everything happening that week, so you can keep up with all the news while on your morning drive once a week or what have you. Simple, easy to listen to.
Don't you have an AMA with Golem's Gems tomorrow as well?
That was earlier today. So we had that here earlier today. That was concluded. That happened at 1700 UTC and went extremely well. We had a lot of interest come in, and you can find the recording of that in our main Telegram chat as well as our ShadowFi announcements channel.
I seen the ad for it. Now I don't know why I thought it was Wednesday.
No problem. I mean, days are flying by. There's a lot going on. Yeah, but that was here today, and but we do have more. That's the thing as well. I do want to say, we've actually created through that. That created a lot of hype. We have a lot of people ready to go. We have some people who have messaged us saying, expect my buy, expect this entry that I'm about to make. A lot of people are really bullish on this. But moving forward as well into next week, we're gonna have some more AMAs coming up next week, and very specifically, you're gonna want to keep track here kind of around the 12th to the 14th of September. We have another very exciting announcement to bring at that time that is going to just take this hype train that we have from launch and keep it rolling and help it snowball into what's to come. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you're checking our official channels and stay bullish. We're extremely excited. We couldn't be more excited with what we're bringing here, and bringing that true essence of DeFi and what we do for DeFi into the scope, into the masses, because we work alongside a lot of great projects as part of the Unite DeFi crew, and right here RocketFi, Variegate, and others that are part of that group. Every one of those projects is doing their part. They have a part to play in where this DeFi world is going, and we are just simply doubling down on our specific piece, which is off-ramping.
Yeah, we do want to say thank you to ShadowFi. Very exciting, the things that you guys have going on. Obviously, launching with the utility here in just about right at 2 days pre-sale. Again, 2300 UTC tomorrow. So a little bit less than 24 hours now. So make sure you guys visit the website. Check out their Telegram as well. And thanks, Taeris. Thanks, Ulysses. Also, RocketFi and the other members of the Variegate team being on the night, and everyone else as well that was on the call with us. Definitely excited to see the progress over the next several months. But again, utility right there at launch, and something that all of us at one point in time, I'm sure, was craving, wanting, and definitely brings a lot of needed value to the space. So again, appreciate the things that you guys are doing. We appreciate the partnership, friendship that we have with you guys. Excited to have you guys as a reward for next month as well. And thanks for joining us for the AMA tonight.
It's always a pleasure. This group, you guys, your communities, A lot of fun, and we cannot wait to see how we all blossom together as we move forward.
Oh yeah, likewise, Taeris. It is an honor, really, to have y'all as a partner.
So until we speak again, appreciate everybody being on the call tonight. Extremely excited for ShadowFi, and definitely, like we always say to wrap these up, at Variegate, we want you to learn about solid projects within the BSC space, and owning ShadowFi, holding ShadowFi can definitely help you own the bear market. So again, appreciate everybody being on the night. Until we speak again, we'll definitely keep in touch and make sure we're staying updated on all the updates that you guys provide. So again, thanks everybody. Everybody have a wonderful night, and excited about the pre-sale tomorrow night, and then the launch about a day after.
Thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll talk to y'all again very soon. Bye for now.